Welcome back, denizens of the Underhive. Today we talk about the Warhammer preview, the Haunted Depths of Necromunda Hive Secundus. So we made our predictions before about Hive Secundus, what we hoped for, what we we were expecting, our Christmas wish list, so to speak. And what did we get? Yes, we actually got a full-blown box. So in the Hive Secundus box itself, which is very fetching green, I might add, and has lovely artwork as per always on the front of this box, contains 2 gangs. Now, a lot of people were guessing, because obviously Secundus, there's going to be something along the lines of Genestealer cult, and we weren't wrong. There definitely is some Genestealer cult there, as per the fluff, and I did guess that there might be some Spyres, purely because at the last Aramthian Section book, there was a spying of a Spyre suit entering the Underhive. So they have told us the Spyre suits in the first lot of reveals. And these Orrus Spire Hunters and Carotid Prime, which I might add, I've just finished converting my own Carotid Prime. And, alright, this one looks cooler, to be fair, and it's on a piece of terrain. And terrain always, it's like tactical rocks, always improves the model. And I don't dislike my own conversion of a Carotid. And the only other way to get an actual official Carotid before was to buy a Bounty Hunter. And if that's not really your bag, you didn't really want that Bounty Hunter, what other way to get a Carotid? You would have to convert your own. But this Carotid does look very cool, does look very much like the artwork, and puts my tiny Carotid wings to shame. It's such a great model, it really is. Like a sinister little look on his face. But the Orrus Spire Hunters are biff. When I first saw this, it's not what I was expecting when I was thinking Spires. Yeah, big old chunkies, proper pincing, robotic claws, talons with bolters and things on the back. That's what it looked like originally. Which is insane. It looks more like a Bodmin's hand. And I do like the tanks on the back. Big, stompy spires. I was thinking, okay. Spire Hunters like this. A little bit different from the original, But then again, if you had a massive metal model of that size way back when, it probably collapsed under its own weight. And they just look class, don't they? They do look like they could go toe-to-toe with anything. Even an Ambot, pull his arms off, not going to be a problem. Those guys look hard as nails. And then they released something alongside this box, which I was not expecting. I was thinking Genestealer cult, but full-blooded Genestealers. But these guys are creepier than standard Genestealers. They really are. So they have been changed by the destruction of Secundus, so they look like they're blind. I'm not sure if they are, but they could be like Morlocks being trapped in the dark, and they really do look creepy. I mean, I'm not saying Genestealers normally don't look creepy, but these guys are proper hunched up. The backs are really, really spiky. They just, especially with the pasty white paint scheme, they do look creepy. Genestealers I always find, along with like Poxwalkers and things like that in 40k, if you paint them like a real pale, fleshy tone, they look even creepier. Really do. Which is not what I was expecting. But something along the lines of what was released was the Hive Scum. It looks like it's the original Hive Scum sprue, which is no bad thing because several different conversion opportunities. That's such a great kit. With Genestealer cult heads. And I mean, we all could have done that, but it's still a wicked kit. It really is. So in the box, you get bulkhead terrain, which, to be fair, those bulkheads are getting pretty rare on eBay, so it's always nice to see them back. But I do prefer the columns and walls, whatnot, because the bulkheads are slightly taller than I want them to be, so they can't fit alongside your Zone Mortalis. But that's okay. So you get your bulkhead terrain, and then you get a 176-page softback rulebook. So it's a softback, not a hardback. A token board, double-sided paper gaming mats. So once again, paper gaming mats. I would prefer them to be in card. Wrench rulers, templates, 88 cards, and 16 dice in a suitably sticky hue. Okay. I prefer the book to be hardback, but we can't all have what we want. And the boards to be a decent card stock. But still, it's not bad. It's still a new book. It's more for Necromunda, and they promised us more on the horizon. So I'm thinking, what more could they possibly give us? And when? When is this coming? So what happened? Pretty much the next day, we've got more Necromunda content. This should happen every day. So, join the Underhive Headhunt with the Malkadon, Yield, and Jakara Spires. So, these guys are more what I was expecting from modern day plastics and a rehashing of the original Spires, especially winged Spires. They look absolutely cool. Of course, they're going to have the best technology, even more so than Van Saar. Because these are basically rich kids coming down and just having a great time. So, the archetypes apparently have remained the same. Malkadon is still the hyper-mobile brawler with paired claws and web incisors. Though now they sport a drop rig and a grapnel launcher as well. So you could also swap out the claws for a pair of toxin whips, which look crazy. Very, very cool. The Yield is a flyer who can pick paired laser gauntlets. I mean, why not? Or missile gauntlets. Very much like the Vulture from Spider-Man, in my personal opinion. Whereas the Jakar fights with a mirror shield in either a monomolecular blade or a Naga blade. So I have no idea what a Naga blade is, but it sounds cool. The kit comes with 4 bodies, and all the ornaments are interchangeable. High degree of posability, so not just clip together models, which I like. So that sounds really, really cool. Did not disappoint there. But what's crazy about these rich kids in fancy high-tech gear is apparently they have 4 activations per turn. So they can do a basic, a basic, a basic, and a basic, presumably. So it's like they have haste on, Final Fantasy style, and these guys are just going to mess stuff up. So I never played the original Necromunda. I've only seen the old metal Spyres before, but I think it's a very, very nice nod to the original, yet still looking quite new and fresh. That's wicked. I always like the idea of Genestealer cult infected regular people, so that Hive Scum kit looks great. And if you have got Genestealer cult and you're playing Necromunda, why not add it? I think it's a brilliant kit. Not disappointed with this release, but I just think paper mat could have been a card mat. That's just very, very finicky. It's great. Please, GW, carry on releasing more Necromunda stuff. And people have been zooming in and checking out pictures of the terrain in the background as well. So, looks like broken columns and walls, which look wicked. Presumably that's going to be released and it's not just a crazy GW conversion. And they have been mentioning terrain again as well. So some of the Sector Mechanicus stuff is out and about again. which is amazing because I love me some terrain, especially Necromunda terrain. And it's quite hard to get, and people being prats on eBay, they really are, but nothing new there. So, all in all, our predictions came pretty close to the mark, and I'm very, very impressed. Was not, like I said, expecting the pure blood Genestealers looking that damn creepy, but loving it. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you for listening to me blabber on again, and basically I'm just over the moon with Necromunda, so I just thought I'll share my rantings with you. Until next time, guys, stay safe.